Hey guys, it's Sam. Welcome back to The Blind Life. So a few months ago, I had the great pleasure of getting to tour the Ohio State School for the Blind in Columbus, Ohio. I was there for a tour to learn a little bit of history about the school, but I was mainly there to view this amazing collection that they have. But before we talk about the collection, let's learn a little bit about the school.
My name is Lauri Kaplan, and I'm a parent mentor at the Ohio State School for the Blind. I've been here since 2003. I have a son who's blind, who attended public school for half his career and then came here the second half of his career. So my job here is to I do a lot of tours, so I'm letting people come around the school, if they are curious about attending school here. That's kind of most of the tours that I do here, is kind of letting them know this is who we are, this is what we do. The School for the Blind was actually the oldest school for the blind in the country. We were the first public school for the blind, developed in 1837. So we just had our 181st graduating class, I think last year. Started out in downtown Columbus in a little house. I think actually at the time there were only 5 students the first year in 1837. And back then I think they were probably coming by covered wagon or something, going to the School for the Blind, and they would stay there year round pretty much. We moved to this location in 1953. We've stayed at about 120, 125 students pretty much over the time that I've been here, and I think before that as well. So we're pretty much almost at capacity, because each classroom can have only about 8 students that are visually impaired or blind in the classroom together. So we are one option for kids who are blind in the state of Ohio, but some of the reason that kids come here is for things that are called the expanded core curriculum. So that's things like technology, it's things like career education, it's things like the daily living skills classes where the kids are learning to cook and clean, all of those kinds of things that kids need when they leave high school, so they can be successful in college or a job or whatever they choose to do. So that's really one of our key focuses, I think. So some of the things that kids are able to do here, we have a vocational program, actually a couple of them. One of the vocational programs is more like graphic design, making products that the kids are then selling to people out in the community. We also have a big sports program here. That's again one of the things that kids really enjoy coming here to participate in sports. So we participate with other schools for the blind in track and field, swimming, cheerleading, goalball, wrestling, also in a forensics program, which is a speech and drama program. So that's, again, some of the reasons that kids are coming here. Kids are so fortunate to have adapted phys ed classes, so they are swimming 2 times a week. They're getting that gym, again, 5 days a week, but 2 days are in the pool here. We have a wonderful music program. We have participated, our marching band has been out to the Rose Bowl Parade in 2010. They've also been at the Washington Memorial Day Parade, and in Chicago at the International Lions Club when they had a parade. So we're really, really excited that we have that opportunity for kids to be learning like some lifelong leisure activities, as well as getting their education and everything that they need.
So many of you guys know that I graduated from a school for the blind. I went to the Governor Moorhead School for the Blind in Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm a huge fan of schools for the blind. I think they are definitely a great option for parents of blind and visually impaired children. I've talked about it on my channel before. I had a great time at the school. For the first time throughout my entire school career, I was around true peers. I was around kids that were just like me, and I love that. Now, with that being said, there's something extra special about the Ohio State School for the Blind, and that is this collection of amazing scale models. These scale models, which are used for teaching, have an incredible history associated with them and are definitely a treasure for the school, but unfortunately, many of them are not in the best condition.
During the Roosevelt administration, the Works Project administration, it was called the WPA, Roosevelt had artists put back to work so that they had an income, and they created all these models for the blind all across the country. And right now, Ohio has the largest collection that still exists. They're over 80, 90 years old now. My name's Cecilia, and I've been here 41 years. I've always taught in the elementary grades, but I've also coached, and I'm doing the model club in the evening, and that's how we're trying to get the interest back and the models restored. And so we have about probably 50 to 60, including all the ships and models and that. But a lot of them are different famous buildings around the world, government buildings like the White House, the Capitol building, the Washington Monument. And so we had an artist who approached us from Radcliffe College, where Helen Keller went, and she wanted to borrow some of them. And so when an artist came to pack them from the Ohio State University and the Wexner Center, he was very interested in restoring them, and he had the artistic ability to do that. So he got involved and has been trying to help us restore them and move them back into places where the kids could touch and enjoy them. And so he is doing the physical restoration of it. And then some of our kids have gotten involved recently, and they're writing sections of the book in Braille and large print so that we can display them and make our own little museum that'll be open to the kids in the school and then hopefully the public. And then we've also started doing little 3D models of them too, so that they can feel on a smaller scale and then a large scale, because all these models that they did back in Roosevelt's time were to scale, and the scale's listed right on the Braille and the print labels that are here. So they give a lot of information, and a book was written back in that time period that put writers back to work. And so they did very detailed explanations of the history of all the models and the bridges, the canals. We have the Taj Mahal, all kinds of Native American pieces. And so they have worked on many different things, and we've used them with the kids the whole time that I've been here, and they really enjoy it. Gives them a much better hands-on experience with the models. Some of the models, they were able to have interior lighting. They have electrical systems underneath them that we hope to restore also, and they'll light up through the windows on some of them, like the White House and the Capitol building. The rotunda lights up. They also, some of the lids lift off, and so you can feel where the rooms are and where the hallways and things are in the different buildings. On the Native American piece, the longhouse, the roof lifts off. You can feel the little fire pits. They're rocks that are down in there, and you can reach in and you can see that they line up with the holes in the roof so that the smoke can go out. They also have a lot of detail inside of where they stored their food along the longhouse. And they're made out of lots of different things. Some of them are wood, some of them are metal. It just depends on, I guess, the materials the artist had available and how they wanted to create that or bring it to life. And so when the artist who's restoring them has done that, he's tried to camouflage them like they did at the time, and the lights, like these bushes actually house lights under here, and so the lights will shine and light up the buildings. And he tried to use authentic materials when he's restored them so that the trees and bushes look similar to how the artist created them 80 years ago.
I gotta tell you guys, I was so impressed taking the tour at the school and seeing all of these amazing models. The ones that already have been restored were incredible, but they've just got so many that are waiting to be restored, and I can only imagine how amazing that's going to be when it's all said and done. The history of the models is just incredible, and what they were designed for and how they're used is just amazing. I mean, for the kids to literally put their hands on these models and see what this building is, see what a teepee is, see what a pirate ship really is. I mean, it's one thing to try and describe the Eiffel Tower, but for them to then be able to put their hands on it and actually feel what it feels like. They just seem like tremendous teaching tools, and they really need to all be restored. And so that brings me to, if anybody out there wants to help the Ohio State School for the Blind in their restoration project of these models, I'm going to have all the information in the description down below. You can donate directly to the OSSB Foundation. It's a 501 charity that all the donations go right back into the school and these special projects. Or if you want to make sure your money goes specifically to the restoration of the models, you can simply write a check to the school, where it needs to go, who you need to address it to. I'll have all that information down in the description down below. And if you're ever in the Columbus area and you'd like to take a tour of the Ohio State School for the Blind, just reach out to them and they can definitely make that happen. And that's it for me, guys. I would like to give a huge thank you to both Lauri and Cecilia and everyone over at the Ohio State School for the Blind for allowing me to come in and take that tour and disrupt life for a few hours. I also did a podcast while I was there. Did I mention they have their own podcast as well? Just a really amazing school. The facility was incredible. Did you see the gym? The gym was amazing. I could do a whole video just about that gym. But back on topic. If you guys have any questions, let me know in the comments down below. I'll do my best to help out. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the like button, share it on social media, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, turn on notifications so you'll always be alerted whenever I put out a new video. As always, this is Sam with The Blind Life. I'll see you next time.